Good evening, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. I was about to say Sunday. It is not Sunday. I will have a grocery haul for you guys tomorrow, even though yesterday was the last football game because it was a playoff game. We ended up losing, so our season is over. They didn't do a lot of the, Saturday stuff that they normally do, like coaches meetings and like all that kind of stuff. We could have gone to the grocery stores today. However, I was not fully ready, I guess, to go to the grocery stores. Like, I didn't have my grocery list done. It's kind of a lot of things I wasn't really ready for, like to go today. And because we haven't been going on Saturdays, again, I didn't know if we had one yesterday, they would have had a coaches meeting today, and then we wouldn't have gone anyway. I should have kind of been prepared anyway so that we could have, but like I knew too, like, again, by the time we got back to the high school last night, like I think I honestly went to bed around like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, I think we got back home by maybe 1 or 1:30, like maybe at the very latest like 2 o'clock, but then like just kind of, I don't know, decompressing from everything too, and then like going and taking a shower and like that kind of stuff. Like, I think I finally fell asleep again. I think it was before 5 o'clock, but it was probably somewhere around 4 something. So it was pretty late. But that's why, like, in the future we'll probably be going on Saturday because it's a less busy day. Normally Sundays were a little bit busier, and we tend to have more time on Saturdays just because, like, can stay up later on Saturday, like, like my dad can, especially too, because he doesn't have to work on, on Sunday, and then, again, he gets home on Friday and he can kind of, like, he still gets up sort of early on Saturday. So now that, again, football is over, we can kind of, again, get back to the way things have been since before football, which just feels really weird because, like, they've even had summer camp, and like, I think at the start of the new year, like, so they give them like pretty much like, November and December to, like, they don't normally do a whole ton, but then I think at the new year they always start weightlifting again, and then my dad normally goes 1 day a week to the weightlifting and, like, just kind of like oversees it, checks in with the kids, like sees kind of where they're at, as far as like, like the, like his specific like group of kids, because he normally does like the offensive line. So like, you just kind of like check in with them, like that kind of thing. And they have most of the time, like all of the different coaches kind of like, might have like a day a week or whatever where they kind of do that. So my dad normally does on, like 1 day out of the week or whatever. And I think Jack did 2, maybe a little bit last year. At least for the next probably 2 months, I think we're pretty much football free as far as high school football stuff goes. Which again, it's kind of weird just because it's gone on for so long, since like, again, the summer pretty much, and all the summer camp stuff and everything, and now it's like it's finally like over. Like, it's sad, but at the same time too, it's like, okay, so what's our new normal? Like, I can't really figure that out, but because it's been so long since like we haven't had like football stuff going on. And again, it's kind of different throughout like the whole season. Like, the summer camp is definitely feels different than regular season, and the weightlifting even too like feels different than that, because it's just like 1 day a week of, like people's time being occupied normally. But today, because we didn't really have anything going on, and again, no football stuff, and we weren't going to the grocery stores today, I did finish my grocery list. I got to some editing today, but we also got my desk moved in here, so I was going to share that with you guys real quick. This is not the desk that I am keeping. This is the desk that it works so well, and I will show you guys in a second why I can't have it in here, very unfortunately. But I mean, I technically still could, but I don't really want it in here the way that it is and the way that it would have to fit and everything. So I want to like get it like more of a modular type like IKEA desk that I can kind of build and customize more. Again, like for my space, and I'll share that with you guys in a second. But today was a lot of cleaning off the desk, cleaning the space around the desk, cleaning, like in here it was pretty much good for the most part, but I still didn't get everything put back. As of right now, my computer is not put back on here. It's actually like the floor down behind me. So I have to, like, I'm probably gonna put that stuff together. The thing is that we don't necessarily know how long this is going to take. Like, we have to get the other room painted still. Again, if you guys have seen the last handful of, I don't know, days, maybe a week or two. I think I moved in here this time last week, but I'm not staying in here as of right now. It's just most of my furniture and things like that have to come in here because we have to move everything out so we can paint the other room, so that then they can sand the floors in both of the rooms and then they will be able to also like do some of the patchwork and the ceiling stuff and all of that. And so anyways, because of that, all the stuff that still has to get done, it's like I'm gonna be in here, then eventually all my stuff, this stuff is still gonna have to be moved out. But like when that happens, hopefully when they're working, it's only gonna be a few days, very few days, hopefully. I mean, it's gonna probably be more than one day, but it hopefully is not more than a week. But like I will probably just be in the living room on a mattress. Like that's where I'm gonna be sleeping, and all of my other stuff and furniture and things like that will either be in the living room, or like the desk will be moved out to the garage. But like right now, since I'm in here and we don't know how long it's gonna take before they can schedule us to like have this stuff taken care of and done and everything, you know, again, it might be another 2 or 3 weeks, you know, out from there. And it's like I can't live without all of my things and not having a room and stuff like that, you know, for that long. So like I need to have some, you know, sort of normalcy. So anyways though, because of that, like I said, I'll share with you guys the way it is right now, and kind of like I said, why it won't work and why I'm giving it to Jack, because it just feels like it was made for that corner in the room where it was, because it was like so perfect, like it fits so perfectly in there. So that's why I was like, I just want something that feels like it fits this space, whereas this desk feels like it fits that space better. This is how the desk is right now. It's got the hutch on here and I have my TV up on top of that, but it's an L desk, and it is currently in this is the L part of the desk. And again too, maybe we could flip it, like it could be over on this side, I think, possibly. Again, it was kind of like when I bought it, it was like you could buy just the desk, which was like just this piece. You could buy it with the L attachment, and then you could buy it with the hutch, like, but you could buy it like together. That's how I like paid for it, but it was like 3 individual pieces, but it was like sold and packaged as like the 3 pieces together, if that makes sense. But like each thing you could also buy individually. So again, I love it. It's really nice. It does have a lot of storage, but it just doesn't work well for this space, because again, if I wanted to, I could maybe, and there might be directions to be able to like put this here on this side so that it's an L on this side, which would work a little bit better because the window's here. However, another one of the things is that this is actually too wide, that it would be in front of this window to some degree. In the other room, there's actually more space between the window and the back of the wall, so there was no like overlap over the window. And I still was able to like have it pulled out to like run the cords behind it and everything like that. But in here, I can't. So even still, if I was like, oh yeah, I'm keeping it, and you know, we'll just figure out how to move it around, or like, you know, whatever. The other thing too is that you can flip the hutch and put the hutch technically here. But because this is the main part of the desk, like this has got like the nice like, you know, faux leather kind of like thing on here, it doesn't, like, you move it on this side and then it feels like, okay, like it would be on top of this on this part, sort of. So it feels kind of weird. But even like I said, if that was the case, and I think you can put it here, like I said, I think that this is the same distance as like that distance there. But even if you could still like, and I moved it this way so that it was like an L in this corner, it just still doesn't feel like it's like right for this space, if that makes sense. Like it just wouldn't work. And again, I was telling you guys like the other day how even my bed doesn't feel like it fits right in here. Like there's one corner where I can put my bed in here if I want to have it up against the wall, like without it being in front of the window or in front of the door or in front of the closet, like, you know. So like I can't even have it like the space kind of that I want, the way that I want it, really. And it just doesn't feel like it fits here. Plus also too, it's a little short. Like I would love to have a desk that kind of just goes like the whole length to be able to, you know, like this is kind of like wasted space. Or if I put it in the corner, then I'll have kind of like, I mean, I can put other furniture over here, but I just like to have one continuous piece of furniture. So I did see that IKEA sells like the tabletop type desks, and it has like a long, like the piece that they have would be like perfect for here. And then you can get like the shelf, you know, or not shelf, but like the cabinet that like goes underneath it. Then I'm gonna get this other cabinet piece that kind of goes this way, and then like the legs and stuff like that. And anyways, it will work better for the space. So I was like, okay, well hopefully it'll work better for this space, and hopefully it feels like it works well. But like I said, I love this desk. It has a ton of storage, but it just feels like it was made for the space in the other room, and like that was what I bought it for, was for that bedroom, and like this, it doesn't fit well in here. So that's why I kind of have to reassess sort of what I'm like, you know, like kind of looking at, I guess, and like how I want this space to kind of like work out. And that is what has been up. That's what we did today. We moved this in here, and you know, like I said, kind of got it situated, but it's just like, again, I have to have certain things too, so that's why we can't like just, okay, move it out to the garage because that's where it's going to be for right now. Like, and we even talked about like, oh well, we don't need to bring the hutch in here, we don't need to bring like this, you know, we were just gonna put the one, like not bring the L part of the L desk and just have it be like a regular desk, but we'd have to have taken more apart to put it back together that way. So we were like, let's just not do it. So like I said, it's just, it's a little chaotic. Life is a little chaotic right now. It's just, again too, it's been chaotic, I think too, because of football, and hopefully now that that's, you know, like we're finished with the season, we'll be able to get a little bit more done here, which was kind of the same thing last year. Like that's when around the time we finished upstairs was last year after football. So it's like, now maybe we can finally finish these downstairs bedrooms after football. So, and like honestly though, that takes up so much time, and like, you know, my dad especially too, like he does a lot of like, me and Jack might have been able to move the desk in here, but like him and Jack did, because I probably wouldn't have really been able to lift it. So like if he's not here, there's certain things that just like can't get done. Like he, you know, has to do the electrical work, you know, like he has to do certain things, like I can't do some of that stuff. So like when he's gone and there's football, it's like, okay, can't really do a whole lot, can't get a ton of stuff done. So like I said, now that some of that is just finishing up, hopefully we'll be able to get back on track and get a lot more of this stuff done. So anyways, I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give the old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.